This is Jonah, one of the prophets in the Bible. And Jonah's job was to travel from place to place and tell people the message that God told him. And so one day, God spoke to Jonah. He said, I want you to travel to a place called Nineveh. The people there are doing bad things. I want you to tell them to change their ways. But Jonah knew about the people in Nineveh, and he didn't want to go. And so instead, he went and hopped on a boat heading the other way. Jonah tried to run away from God. But God knew where Jonah was. And so while Jonah was out at sea, God sent a big wind which caused a giant storm. The boat was rocking left and right. The waves were getting bigger and bigger, and the sailors on the boat were terrified. The storm was so big that it seemed like the boat would sink. The sailors started grabbing anything they could, boxes and barrels, and throwing them into the ocean, trying to make the boat lighter. But while this was all happening, Jonah was fast asleep inside the boat. The captain came to him and said, "How can you sleep at a time like this? Pray to your God that he would save us." But soon after, the sailors realized that Jonah was the reason for the storm. Jonah told them that he worshipped the one true God, the God that created the land and the sea, and that the only way to stop the storm was to throw Jonah into the ocean. But the sailors didn't want to do it, and so they kept trying to save the boat themselves until eventually they realized they had no choice. They asked God for forgiveness and threw Jonah into the ocean. And immediately the storm stopped. But God didn't forget Jonah. God sent a giant fish which swallowed Jonah whole. For 3 days and for 3 nights, Jonah, inside the belly of the fish, prayed to God for forgiveness. So God caused the fish to spit Jonah out onto the beach. And again, God spoke to Jonah. Go to Nineveh. Tell the people to change their ways. And this time, Jonah obeyed. He traveled to Nineveh and told the people that the way they were living was making God sad. And so the people, hearing God's message through Jonah, changed their ways and started following God. Thank you so much for watching this clip from The Link Show, our Christian living curriculum for churches and schools. If you want to try The Link Show for free with your students, head over to lmnetwork.com.au and set yourself up with a free account.